Hello, bonjour. Well, welcome to 2024. This is not my first video of 2024, but you've seen my videos of our little trip to Dinan. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. I've probably already said this in my little messages on screen, but I hope you did. I hope you're starting the new year with good health. We didn't start with good health, but we're fine now. So today, obviously regular viewers will recognise my surroundings. I am in our loft, which the French call it Le Grenier. And today is just a normal, everyday our life, as I put in the titles, because it is so cold outside, and I expect a lot of you watching are having the same wintry, cold weather. We've got snow outside that's not very thick, but it shows you how cold it is. It hasn't gone away. It's still sitting there stubbornly. So today I'm filming inside because I do not want to go out. Although I have got to go out at some point because I have a doctor's appointment just to get my regular prescription. And so I'll be doing that, but that will be quite near tea time really. So I'm going to just get on with some stuff here. And one of the things I'm going to do today is something that I've been putting off, to be perfectly honest. If you've watched my Christmas lights in Laval video, I mentioned there that I needed to go into Laval to pick up my mannequin. I don't generally buy a lot of new things, and I was looking for a second-hand mannequin, but I don't know why, but the average size of French ladies is often quite small. So I just thought, right, well, if it comes to it, I'll buy a second-hand one and I'll pad it out. But then Duncan's always researching online, always, and he does this secretly sometimes as well. When I've mentioned something, he'll be looking it up, and he's spotted one that was reduced in a shop. Well, it's like a haberdashery. It's fabrics and I don't know if I've still got the photos, but if I find them, I'll maybe slot them in just to show you. But it's a lovely shop. I was like a kid in a sweet shop, or a candy store, as Americans would say. And so he spotted this shop, and we went, and because it coincided with around the time that the Christmas lights came on in Laval. Duncan, as it turned out, wasn't well that day, so I went with Sharon. So we went and got it first. This was just to pick it up. Duncan and I had already been to the shop before. Prior to Christmas, we decided, because we wanted to go and see the Christmas lights in Laval, that we would coincide the visit and go and pick the mannequin up and go and see the lights at the same time. And we know that Sharon wanted to go and see the lights because she came with us last year. And so we all planned to all go together and go to the restaurant and everything and have a lovely evening. Well, as bad luck would have it, Duncan wasn't well. So Sharon and I decided, because Duncan said the same, he said, just, you two go. So we decided to go, and we coincided obviously with picking up the mannequin, go and see the lights. And that's what we done. We wanted to see the market, the Christmas market, but couldn't find it, bizarrely. And because the French aren't always very good at signposting. It's very hard sometimes to find an event because they don't seem to put enough advertising or signage up. Anyway, so we went there first. Sharon's first time going there, and it's a great shop. I must go back at some point, but as you know, I don't buy a lot of stuff new, but obviously things like thread I do need to buy new because they can break down. I've got lots of it's not really second-hand thread, but it's older thread that somebody has had in their stock for a long while and not used, but they can sometimes break down. Save me an absolute fortune because threads aren't cheap. So here is my mannequin. I've had it since, as I say, a couple of weeks before Christmas, and it's about a month later, and I haven't even opened the box. When we looked at it in the shop, it's one of those adjustable ones, and it did actually go to my size. In fact, went a little bit bigger, which made me feel a bit better. I didn't want to put this on my upcycle channel because it's not really an upcycle, is it? And I just thought it's just something I'm doing today, because I can't go out in the cold weather. So now you can see me trying to put this together. It's going to be fun. I didn't get my cutters. I forgot I bought this knife and I very rarely get to use it, so let's try and use this without cutting my fingers. This is where you pray that there's nothing wrong with it and I don't have to take it back again. It's not the best quality one, but they were silly money. They were like, I don't know, about 400 euros or something. And I don't use them that often. I mean, it is going to make my upcycling my clothes a bit easier, because otherwise I have to keep trying things on and it's not so easy, or getting someone to measure it on me. So hopefully this will mean I can just put it on here and not have to bother anybody. Right, that's the legs. Knife down. More kindling and more packaging for Duncan. Duncan's been selling quite a lot of things on it's like a Facebook marketplace, but it's Le Bon Coin here, and it's a French second-hand site basically, and they've set up this new thing about deliveries and everything, and it works really well now. So they work out how much they tell you how much it weighs, so they tell you how much it costs to deliver and everything. It's working out really well. So he's been selling a lot of bike bits. Being after Christmas, funds have been a bit low, and he could do with boosting the bank balance a little bit. So he's done quite well. Right, so what have we got now? Okay, that's the leg. That's quite sturdy actually. Or leg, I'd say leg, but it's a stand, isn't it? Oh, I forgot it's purple, my favourite colour. There we go. Let's move the big box out of the way. There we go, my body. Let's hope I can do this without Duncan's help. And I'm thinking, in theory, it should be quite easy, because it looks like there's not too many bits to put together. So normally when you see these things, they are tiny little waists on them and everything, but that is a little bit more nearer to me, but I can adjust it. They've got these dials here where I can adjust the size. A friend of mine did give me one once, but it was so small and it was quite old, and basically I just couldn't use it in the end. So yeah, so this is going to be interesting, let's say. Right, I don't think there's any instructions, so I think that means it's quite obvious. Duncan's been saying to me for weeks, are you going to put that together? I thought you wanted it urgently. I have to say, I didn't say I needed it urgently, but I did say, you know, when I was going to get a second-hand one, I was going to get one as and when I found one, basically. But this sped that process up. So, what have we got here? Of course, there's... there is some English. That's good. Right. It's got this bit. It hangs on the bottom, and that's for when you want to mark hems at the bottom of skirts and dresses. Right, we've got to put the legs in. Rattle around everywhere. Right, so this, I assume, means I can pull the leg up, can I? How does this work? Maybe it's... Oh, right, this is a challenge. maybe it does just stand on that bit. Is it tall enough? Oh yeah. Right, okay. Let's lay it down so I can see what's going on underneath. Oops. There we go. Right. Tighten that nut up. Let's see how tall it is. It's not too bad, but I think it can probably go higher. Just got to work out how. Right, so okay. It's called Prima Donna. There's a lot of sewing products that are made by Prim. Aha. Okay, let's see. That's very tall, isn't it? So I don't think we need it that tall. Let's do it the same height as me, and then at least I know the length should be okay. Let's tighten that up. Ta-da! Well, it's a bit wobbly actually. I don't know if that's me or the floor. Well, that's better. Better? Well, I'm looking forward to using this. Must just hang around here somehow. On there. Oh, maybe on that bit, yeah. Yes, that's it. Put the knife away before I murder myself. So yeah, as I say, these dials, they've got all different sizes around them, so you just move them to that. So I'll need to double check my measurements and then I can do that. Well, I'm pleased with that. I've waited for one of those for years. Well, that didn't take very long, did it? That gives me time now maybe to have a little quick chat with you. In the recent couple of months, you've seen my interview videos. They've sort of come to an end at the moment. I've got one sort of hanging in the air because the people that I was going to be recording got ill in the UK and were unable to come back when they thought they were coming back. But I'm hoping that we might still be able to do that when they come over. Regarding the interview questions, because I gave them out to get questionnaires to a few people. I haven't yet even looked at those because I haven't had a chance, and I'm hoping they stay on the Google Drive, because if they don't, then I know obviously I haven't got them, and I'm still not totally sure how to collate them, but I'll do something, get the information from them, and then I can get you up to date with those. If not, I can only apologise, and I think I've already said this in another video. All I can do is thank the people that actually did take the time to fill them in for me, because it was problematic as it turned out. I was asking a lot of them, so I just appreciate that they even had a go. But I was really pleased. They did go down really well. I mean, they're the highest numbers I've ever had on the channel. It's still not as high as maybe some channels, but for me, I was really pleased with them, and it was really nice to see those numbers go up and know that people enjoyed it and found them very informative. And recently, it is absolutely bizarre, but the recent video I put up of when we went inside Chateau, I think the French call it Chateau Fresnay. We were saying Fresnay. When we finally got to go inside that chateau, and it was only a little video, but it was just showing the Christmas fair there and just showing the beauty of that building. And because I had chateau in the title, the views were just, they went over through the roof for me. I mean, like at the moment they're approaching 4,000 views. I've never ever got that amount of views. Even in 3 years, a lot of my videos haven't got that amount of views. I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled with that, but it's just ridiculous. It's really sad in some ways that people are wanting and feel the need to be watching things about chateaus. You know, when us people that live here and we don't live in a chateau, to us it's frustrating, I suppose. Not everybody lives in a chateau here. In fact, it's that they are the minority. They are fantastic to see and inside and everything, and I suppose that's the fascination, because people like to see how they are going about doing these renovations. They are incredible, and how they do it, I have no idea. I mean, those that are on YouTube are getting the numbers enough that they get enough money through YouTube that it helps towards their renovations, and I admire them for that. I've said this before. I would like to earn some more money through YouTube. It makes it more motivational, as I've said before. But you know, and they say it can take 2 or 3 years to get there. Well, I'm just over 2 years into it now, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed because I enjoy doing it. Yeah, I'd like to be able to recoup some money back from time taken and all that sort of thing. I mean, just from that, just because that video was nearly 4,000, I've only earned, I think it's about €12 from that, just from because the money you earn is obviously from the adverts, the advertising during the video, but it's such a minority, and YouTube obviously make a good chunk from it as well for allowing us to be on their channel. But yeah, I'm just to say I'm really pleased that has got such high numbers, but I can't put the word chateau in every title, can I? I'm relying on you to spread the word. If you enjoy this and you do actually think that people will enjoy it, I mean, especially people around my age group, and during the winter people may be looking for something to watch to cheer them up, because it's a horrible time, especially January. It's a really low time, isn't it? And it's nice to watch something that's a bit more uplifting. And not that I'm uplifting, being as I'm having a little bit of a grumble. But also the other thing as well is our podcast. It's on my channel, but Sharon, my very good friend, and I record that every week, and we have such a laugh doing it, and people that have listened have really found it really funny. I don't know, we're just nutters really some days. We're just talking about normal everyday stuff, but then we realise how daft we can sometimes be, and we just end up laughing at each other and ourselves. And I hope that you can do that as well. Some of them can go on a bit long, but then some of you have got that time. If you're sat around indoors in the warm wanting something to watch or to listen to, then please do. And to say, if you find it funny, you find it uplifting, share with your friends and family. As I say, we really enjoy doing it. We look forward to Friday coming around so that we can record them. And you're just going to find them on the same channel as this is on, just in a file, which is obviously podcasts. And each week we're talking about a different subject. We've got a whole long list of things to talk about. We never really know until the Friday, unless we've sort of discussed it, but we don't know until the day generally what we want to talk about, because sometimes you need to be in the zone of what you're going to talk about. Yeah, I mean, as I say, we've got a whole long list of subjects to talk about. In the one that's going up, I think it's this week, we talk about New Year's resolutions that we did or didn't make. Did you make any? I don't bother most of the time, because I know I'm not going to stick to them generally. But in this one we're talking about things like being positive, trying to keep a positive attitude. And I do think it's a important thing for everybody to put out positive vibes. I'm convinced it works. And I've always been a positive person. We've had a been a bit of a rough end to the year regarding work with Duncan, and it did drag him down a little bit. And Duncan does suffer with SAD. I don't know if any of you viewers do, and it's a horrible thing to watch, and I can't do anything about it. He's taking his vitamin D. He's got an alarm clock in the morning that wakes him up with that natural daylight, but it's not for very long, so it doesn't really do anything. And all I can do is try and keep upbeat, but sometimes it can be a struggle. This year was a struggle. I don't know why. Being menopausal, maybe my hormones weren't quite right and I couldn't handle it. I don't know, but it dragged me down as well. So both of us, we're fine in company, but between the two of us, we weren't very good company for each other. It was a little bit of a struggle. Things have picked up since New Year. Duncan's getting back into work, and clients are getting in touch. They're paying him some money, which obviously helps. So yeah, so we're trying now to get more positive and to look forward to 2024. Also, this year we've got a holiday booked, and we're taking our neighbours, Natalie and Leon, to see the UK. They have never been abroad before, so we're quite excited about it. I imagine it'll be a little bit stressful because we obviously want it to be perfect. We want it to go right, but it's never going to be 100% perfect. We're obviously going to have to speak French 24/7. We're hoping to be able to teach them a little bit of English, and it's going to be great. And one of the main reasons for going over is because Leon wants to see Harry Potter World. He's a grown man, I know, but there's lots of adults out there that love Harry Potter, aren't there? I memean, I do, but he absolutely loves it, or Harry Potter, as they would say, not pronouncing the H. I think he's going to be quite excited about it. At first, we wasn't sure whether they would come because they hadn't got passports because they'd never left the country. But in I think it's October time, they got their passports. And straight away, they let us know that they'd got them. So that was great. So we thought, it's on. So we've now booked our flights and pre-booked somewhere to stay in London, so that because we're not going to go by car, because now with all the emission zones and everything, it's I don't think our car, especially Duncan's car, which we generally were going, but all of our cars really are that bit older and they're not very good on the emission side, and you have to pay to go in to different zones and everything. And in the end, we decided it was simpler. We'll just drive to an airport, leave the car there, and we're going to fly. And it's only, I think, an hour and a half at the most to fly from Tours to Stansted, I think it is. So, and that'll be the first time they've ever flown. So it's going to be interesting to see how nervous they are. But I really, really hope that they are going to enjoy it. And yeah, it's a big trip for them. We obviously know where we're going. We know what it's like and everything. So it's going to be really different. But we're hoping that the trouble is with London, it's quite expensive to do quite a lot of the things. So we are going to try and do all the freebies, and there's a lot of things to do in London that is free. Even just to see something from the outside is going to be an experience. We won't always be able to go inside. I mean, you've got galleries that are free, but we need to discuss with them what exactly they want. We've given them a list actually of all the free things to do in London, and hopefully we've given them the French version, and hopefully they'll choose a few things there so that we know that we're taking them somewhere they want to go rather than somewhere they're being dragged to. So that's mid-June, so we're going to got that to look forward to. But obviously Duncan and I will try and do some other short breaks or try and go somewhere else a bit warmer as well this year if we can. It all depending on work and things like that. Same as with anybody. depending on work and money. What else have we got? Look at this year. I'm just going to continue doing my YouTube. I'm going to, obviously, once the weather warms up a little bit, I might even do something while it's still cold. We'll have to see. But once the weather does get better, or at least stays dry, at the moment it's dry but very cold, and we'll visit some more places. I haven't actually got a list. So if you've got any sort of places you can say you like to visit, other than chateaus, because you know there's a limit to the amount of chateaus you can visit, and we haven't got that many that are that close. I think people want to watch it because it's almost like everybody'd love to live in a chateau. I mean, I can tell you I wouldn't. Could you imagine the heating costs and the maintenance costs? And that's why a lot of these places are empty, aren't they? Because the people that lived in them can't manage them anymore. So, yeah, I mean, Duncan today is actually working for the Pethricks. He's at the convent again. He's doing some electrical work there for Billy. And that's going to be ongoing. If you watch the Pethricks, you'll know that the convent and the chateau that they have is not finished and probably won't be for a long, long time. So there's ongoing works. It's at the moment the convent is just full on work all the time, and they're doing such an amazing job with it. It's a conversion, really, not just a renovation. They're really making it a more usable building, and I really hope that that they get to do everything they want to do with it. So, and I think a lot of people are learning a lot of skills. I know some friends of ours watch it to learn how to do certain things, so it's good that they can do that. I mean, they're learning as they go as well, but there's lots of things that they can show people how to do it. I mean, even recently they have actually installed an organ that they were donated from a church or a cathedral in Norfolk in England, and they had to dismantle it in England, transport it here to the convent, and then had to put it together again, and they've done it fantastically. And Billy's brother Michael played it. I mean, it's amazing to see. So yeah, so they take on some real big tasks. So if you haven't already seen the Pethricks, take a look. Please try and like and share and comment, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's a free thing to do. It just means apart from the fact that it helps my numbers, it means you'll be told when I put a video up. And as much as you can, watch as much as you can. I mean, we're all very busy in our lives. Not so much me. I can sit and watch a YouTube video probably most of the way through, unless it's something I'm not quite as interested in. But generally, from the analytics, when I look at them, a lot of people tend to just watch a few minutes and then turn off, which is a shame. But I do understand it doesn't suit everybody, because I don't watch everybody's videos all the way through. So yeah, I think there's not much more to tell you really. But if I think of anything else, I'll tag it on. But at the moment, I will see you in the next video. Keep yourself healthy and have a fantastic 2024. I'll see you soon. Au revoir.